And perfect. So this is a picture of Sterling Memorial Library. And on the left, you notice a portrait in the lower left-hand corner of Edward Bouchet. And on the right, you'll notice another portrait of Edward Bouchet. When I was a freshman in Yale College in January 23rd of 1990, Yale put up this portrait, and they stated that Edward Bouchet was the first African American student to attend Yale College. He was also the first to earn a PhD in the country, first African American to earn a PhD in the country. As well, he was the first to be nominated and elected to Phi Beta Kappa among African Americans. I remember being a freshman at Yale College, and I was one of those financial aid students, pre-med, South Asians, and I'm wondering that I said they had to have made a mistake. There's no way that one individual could have accomplished this many great things. And if you look in the lower right-hand corner underneath the portrait, it says, first African American to graduate from Yale, first African American to be awarded a PhD in the United States, and the painter from 1983. In April of 2004, I was driving by, a friend had a barbecue, and I was driving by the Sunday morning YMCA auction in a town locally here, and I stopped by a postcard dealer at one of their auctions, and the postcard dealer had a binder like this. And I said, "Hey, do you have any postcards of Yale?" And he said, "Well, I have a binder with university postcards. Why don't you go through it?" So I went, I went from A to B to C, etc. I went back to the Y's, and there were a bunch of different postcards. And I was obsessed with this one postcard of Alumni Hall at Yale, which has since been raised. And I started reading the nice writing, 1911. And if you notice in the lower right-hand corner, you see the postmark from August 8th, 1911, and you see the words E.A. Bouchet, and you have to sort of figure it out underneath the postcard. At that point, I'm a cataract surgeon who can operate with a heart rate of 60. And at that point, my heart rate went up to the 120s. I looked up at the postcard dealer. I said, "How much do you want for this postcard?" And he said, "Well, the price is marked on the postcard. And if you looked up above the number, the word post on the postcard in the center, you'll see the number $4, which is what I paid for that postcard." I was so excited that I emailed Judith Ann Schiff, who's a chief research archivist at Yale University at the time. She passed a few years ago. But if you notice at the bottom of her email response to me, she said, "You certainly found a treasure when you purchased the postcard of Wright Hall. I'm forming a small Bouchet collection in manuscripts and archives, and if you should decide to donate your postcard at a future time, it would be a most welcome addition to our collection." At that point, I was hooked.